What's going on, everyone? This is Ryan with Automatic Comics, and got a little bit different video than what I normally do here. And we're going to be talking about the Thunderbolts trailer that just came out. Kind of my thoughts on it. Did any books move as a result of this? Basically what are my thoughts on some of the other properties that are out there right now? I'll touch on that a little bit as well. So if you haven't checked out the Thunderbolts trailer yet, I do recommend it. Go to YouTube, look it up. It is right here. I'm not going to play it here because it's just a recipe for having the video taken down, copyright strikes, all that kind of stuff. But we're going to talk about this trailer some and the characters that show up and all that kind of stuff. So, my initial thoughts on the Thunderbolts trailer. I did like the action and everything that was in it. I liked the feel of the trailer. It didn't feel like there was too much comedy in it. I've talked about this with some other people as well. It just feels like we've seen too much of that in Marvel movies for a while now, where it's like every serious scene, everything like that has to have some type of comedy element to it. And it's just too much. Like sometimes you just want a serious movie to be serious, or it's like an action movie to be an action movie. That's what I felt like with, say, like Captain America Winter Soldier. It was like an action movie that it had little bits of comedy sprinkled in. That's fine. Like Die Hard, things like that. Like you can have action movies with little bits of comedy sprinkled in, but it doesn't need to be a comedy. And so that's what this kind of felt like, that we're going to get an action movie. And so I'm looking forward to that. And when I'm going to the movies, when I'm watching a movie, I just want a good movie. I want to go there. I want to be entertained. I don't want to feel like I have to pick something apart because they wrote something ridiculous into the story. Like I just want it to be a good, fun, entertaining movie. And so hopefully that's what we get here. But I will say I have some issues with the team that they've built here for the Thunderbolts. And you can really see it in this like image right here, at 2 minutes and 54 seconds into the trailer. Is that this isn't the whole team. There's one more character that's missing that we will talk about as well. But in this team, you basically have 3 Captain Americas. You've got US Agent, you got Bucky, and you got Red Guardian. All 3 super soldiers, like effectively 3 Captain Americas. You've got 2 Black Widows, and you've got Ghost. It's like you have so many characters that are just basically the same. Like you're not getting any real variety with these characters. Now, I'm sure, you get variety with their attitudes and how they act. Like I get that. But the power sets on all these characters are just so similar. I'm interested to see how they're going to if that's going to cause any issues with the movie, like if it gets stale or what. But maybe that makes it so that they're all, similar power sets, so they work together. But that's where you have one problem, is that you've got these characters. And then we also had Sentry introduced here. And so you've got Sentry, who, if you're not familiar, this is, the first appearance of Sentry in this book right here from 2000. Sentry is effectively like a god. I mean, power set wise, it's like Superman type power level. And you're combining him with a bunch of street level superheroes. And I don't really know how that's going to work unless they've totally nerfed Sentry's power set, which is possible. Maybe that's what they've done to make this work. But that character just doesn't really seem to fit really well with this group. Now, obviously, I haven't seen the movie. The movie's not out yet. I don't know exactly how it's going to work. But that was one thing that just really jumped out to me, is that you've got all these characters that are just like street level characters and very, very, very similar power sets. In some cases, basically identical. And then you've got someone who's like Superman that's on the team. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that works. But let's start looking at some of the books that sold, see if this really caused any movements in the market. And we'll start with Sentry. And so did the search on eBay, ordered them from, books that sold most recently. It's September 23rd. So we can see which books sold today. And so we have, 1 copy, 2 copies. Here's the variant, 3 copies that sold today. Here's another variant, 4 copies, 5 copies, 6 copies. Again, the variant. Let's see if that's the last one. Nope. 7 and 8, 9. So 9 books. This, and I'll tell you, like, as a little bit of a spoiler for what we're going to go into the next one, this was by far the most books that were sold of the characters that made an appearance in this trailer, at least that I saw. So Sentry definitely seems to be the one that, I mean, even though we know that character had been cast and they were talking about it, like that seems to be the one that either caught people off guard a little bit more, or actually seeing the character in the trailer caught people off guard and got people to go out there buying some books. And it looks like for a raw book, you know, it's like 80 to $100 seems to be what it's going for. I mean, these are the eBay prices, so they could have been best offers, but you know, $300 for the variant, $225 for this variant, another $100, 95 strike through. So, I mean, the 9/8 going around $250, $300, and then you've got the raw copies going around 100. Like for me, if I was picking up one of these, personally, I would probably go after the 9/8 of just the cover A. I think that's a cool cover. It's a tougher, I mean, it's a modern book. It's not like it's a super tough 9/8, but a tougher 9/8 because it's got that all black cover. I just think it looks really cool. So that's the one I like, but still, I would never be recommending to buy a book off of a trailer. Like, you are just asking to lose money. Now, if you want it, that's fine. You know, go out, buy what you want, but don't expect some type of return or anything like that on your book buying off the time of a trailer now. But yeah, Sentry definitely, that resulted in a little bit of action on eBay, people picking up some books. And it has to be because of this trailer. Because if you go back further, you know, once we get outside of the 23rd, when we had this one set of books sold on the 22nd, and then, I mean, I really don't see any other, I mean, this is the, I think this was the trade paperback. It sold on the 20th. I mean, here's one copy that sold on the 20th, one on the 19th. I mean, maybe one a day at best. And then today we had 9 copies. So definitely some action on Sentry because of this. Let's go check out Red Guardian. Red Guardian just had one book sell. Now, I mean, it's a Silver Age book, 1967, not as common, but yeah, I mean, one book, $34 for a VG. It seems like a pretty good deal. I mean, it's a first appearance of this character, but you can see one sold on the 17th. Actually, a few on the 17th. A lot of them on, like 4 on the 17th. I don't know if there was some news on the 17th about this character. One on the 13th, one on the 12th, one on the 10th. I mean, it's a book that sells somewhat regularly, but definitely did not have a big jump in sales as a result of this trailer. All right, now let's go check out the Winter Soldier. Again, just had one copy sell. We had this one right here, Captain America, number 6, first full Winter Soldier. Yeah, I mean, there's this one, and then there's a variant copy as well. But again, just one copy for Bucky. No real love for Bucky in this one. Now for the new Black Widow, we had this Inhumans Volume 2, 1 through 12, which includes that. So that's the main reason someone probably bought this set. But 1, 2, and that's it, because then this one was on the 22nd. So we really only had 2 books sell for the new Black Widow. No real love there. Then we've got First U.S. Agent. Actually had a few copies of this one sell here. So, you know, 3 copies, but again, this isn't a big dollar book or anything. Not a lot of high risk with this one. You know, $10 to $20 book in raw form. No graded copies sold today. So a little bit of interest for U.S. Agent. We go to Ghost. Ghost actually had 4 copies. And we had 4 copies sell today of Ghost's first appearance. This is in Iron Man 219. And so you can see here that I feel like that had to be because of this trailer. This doesn't feel like a book that's going to sell all that often. If we go back here, we had like a lot that sold. This one sold on the 19th, 17th, 15th. So it's less than 1 a day. Typically sells with this book. Today we had 4 different copies. I mean, a $5 raw. This one, a 9.4, going for something less than $80. I mean, again, not an expensive book, not a high risk book. If you want this one, I mean, not a huge deal to go and pick up. Then we get to first appearance of Val, Strange Tales 159. Definitely getting like a little bit older, Silver Age here. No sales. So no interest in Elaine Bennis.
Kudos, Elaine, on a job done.
picking up her first appearance today. So no sales today. There was one sale yesterday, one on the 17th, a couple on the 17th. Yeah, nothing there. Then we go to Taskmaster, and nothing with Taskmaster either. So, I mean, there was a little bit of interest driven from this trailer. By far the biggest was in Sentry. I mean, that clearly was I'll say like the surprise for people in this trailer, that either they weren't expecting to see or caught them off guard, whatever it is. Sold 9 copies of this one, but still, and it's going like raws, like $80 to, a couple hundred, 200 to 300 for the graded 9/8. But everything else, not a whole lot. 1 to 3 copies of different books sold. Iron Man 219, we had 4, but not a lot of interest otherwise. But we'll see. We'll see how this movie turns out. I have definitely had lower expectations with Marvel movies for a while now. I haven't been getting excited about them. They need to prove to me again that they can put out a movie that really interests me. And so we'll see if this one helps along the way. But there have been a couple other comic book properties that have been put out recently. One I felt was really, really good. Another one, not at all. So I watched the first episode of the new Agatha show on Disney Plus. Man, that was not for me. I did not enjoy it. It did not interest me to watch another one. It felt like, I don't know, like almost like something from the WB. I just the overacting and everything. And I get they're trying to play off of WandaVision, but WandaVision I loved. Like, I don't know if it's just the quality of the actors or what, or the writing or something, but yeah, Agatha wasn't for me. I don't foresee myself watching the second episode. On the other side, watch the first episode of The Penguin on HBO or on Max, whatever you call it now. That was awesome. Awesome. I highly recommend checking out The Penguin. Not going to spoil anything here about it, but I thought the acting was fantastic. I really liked the story. It's only they put out one episode a week. If you haven't watched HBO or one of these Max shows before, like Game of Thrones, that kind of thing, it's like you got to wait each week, which I like. I don't like it when shows get all dumped at once, like Netflix usually does. I like the week to week, so you get to wait. You can talk with people about it. But yeah, Penguin was fantastic. Highly recommend it. It is for adults. It is very much for adults. There's a lot of violence. There's some nudity in there. I'm pretty sure there was plenty of swearing. I don't remember though for sure. But yeah, Penguin, highly recommend. Agatha, I do not. But you can make your own decisions. Go and check them out yourself. But never buy books based on a trailer. I don't recommend it. But clearly, Sentry was the winner of the Thunderbolts trailer. If you'd like to see more videos like this, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell. I will see you on the next one.